Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I'm super excited to announce the release of my very first book, The Golden Key: Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance. If you're ready to alchemize the circumstances in your life so that your abundance expands to an entirely new level in 2021, head over to goldenkey.gift to download the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome one and all. I am so grateful that you have joined me today. Today, I've had a topic on my mind that has been coming up quite frequently. As you know, doesn't this usually happen? I think about something in my mind, and then, of course, it's always shown to me in my external world in a bunch of different ways, and it's very, very interesting. Isn't that just life, right? That's just the way life is if we stop for a moment and be aware of it. And what's been coming into my awareness lately is the topic of personal responsibility and the idea that the only person that can save us ever is ourselves. Buddha said, "No one saves us but ourselves. No one can, no one may. We ourselves must walk the path." And by saving ourselves, what does that really mean? And it means taking the personal responsibility for everything that comes across our path. It means our health, our emotional well-being, our living situation, our everything, our relationships, everything is our own personal responsibility. This comes up a lot for me in my work because so many people, when we are sick and we are hurting and we need help, so often we want someone to do it for us. We just want someone to take it away and make it all better. Totally understandable, right? But here's the thing. It just doesn't work that way. Healing never works that way. There is always, always, always work in terms of what you need to do, what effort you need to put in terms of understanding and taking a really good look at the why this is happening for you. And so when it comes to healing, no one can heal you but yourself. There are so many wonderful guides and helpers and teachers, but they don't do it for you. You do it with their help and their guidance. But if you want to not allow the help and guidance, if you want to put up control blocks, thinking it needs to be a certain way, or if you even have this thing of refusal to look at it, just take it away. I just want it to go away. I remember having this feeling in my own life years ago. I had a relationship that, I looked back on it and it made me feel ill. And I didn't want to remember this person. I just wanted it erased from my mind. I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want anything to do with it. And so I just wanted to run away from it. Not okay. That doesn't serve anybody. It certainly doesn't help me in the long term to understand why I went through it in the first place. Why did I allow myself to be in a relationship that I look back on and makes me feel sick, right? What part of that did I play? And that's what's so important. What was my role? And this is where the personal responsibility comes in. because no one was going to be able to come into my life and heal that away and make it go away. I had to work on myself, forgiving myself, loving myself, regardless of how I viewed what I did and went through in the past, right? And that is really, it sounds so easy, right? I had to just love myself and forgive myself. But it's very easy in the moment when it happens, when you actually have that understanding and that feeling that hits your heart of, oh, I get it now, right? That is instantaneous. Healing happens in a light bulb moment, 100% instantaneous moment. It's just, how long does it take to get to that instantaneous moment? Does it take a minute? Does it take a year? Or does it take a lifetime? Because for some people, unfortunately, it takes a lifetime. And I think I may be one of those people. You guys, I look back sometimes at the things that have been put in my awareness for years now, 4 years. And I laugh at myself because I'm just so stubborn about some things. And how they keep being presented to me in order for me to look at them. And one of the most interesting bits I'll share you. I'll share you. Yeah, I'll share you. I will share with you a little bit about one of my past lives that has been coming up for me recently is my Sasquatch life. And I'm calling it Sasquatch life now because I didn't quite have an understanding of what it was before, because I just felt like I was this I don't know, like gorilla-ish, not quite Neanderthal-y, not quite human, but more gorilla-y type of person. And I was a Sasquatch. And anyway, so I go back to this. I keep being reminded of this Sasquatch life, that it was the very first past life I was shown. And years later now, this is like, what, almost 8 years later, that it's coming back up in my awareness, because I still have not learned fully, had that that instantaneous aha healing moment of the point and why I saw this lifetime in the first place. And it ties a lot into personal responsibility and taking on too much personal responsibility, because, we can look at this in a lot of different ways, because I am someone who is very serious about personal responsibility, right? And I'm also somebody who takes on way too much responsibility, like taking on the weight of the world on my shoulders like it's mine to take, and it's not. And so many of us do this. We take on so much responsibility that is not ours. It's not our burden to carry. And so in this Sasquatch life, when I came in, I was carrying this bag on a stick, over my shoulder. And it was really light and it was very easy to carry. And I had volunteered to carry it. And basically the symbology behind that was that I did come into this life agreeing to carry some kind of collective burden, because I was strong enough to do it. And I, planned for myself to have a body that was strong, and I have like an Amazon woman body, right? So I'm a very strong female. So I came in to agree to carry this collective burden. And that resonates with me so intensely, I can't even tell you. But the thing is, in this life, what I have done with that agreement that I made is I've taken on way too much, and I've made that burden heavy, and it doesn't need to be, because it's not. All of it is not my personal responsibility. The only thing that is my personal responsibility is me. That's it. Just me. None of the external circumstances, none of the relationships, none of it. It's all about me. And the way all of that stuff plays out, it's about me, right? So you get in check with yourself, and everything else just kind of plays out. One of the biggest things in this life that I was shown is that the Sasquatch are very kind of solitary creatures, and they're very aloof, extremely aloof. They don't have a care. They don't have a care in the world. Our village was burned down because we refused to be workers anymore. We were like doing it willingly, and then they started to treat us as slaves. And so we said, we're not doing this anymore. Screw you, we're out of here. And then they burnt down our village. Well, we kind of said, all right, well, see you later. We're just going to move to the next one and build some more houses. Didn't care. Did not care. We all came together and to eat meals and gather together for moments throughout the day, but for the most part, we were pretty solitary creatures. And what that was trying to show me was that in that life, you didn't care. You didn't care what everybody else thought or said or did. You took care of you, and you took care of your work, and you did your work. And when it was time to come together, you came together. But none of you worried about what the other person was doing. Everybody took care of their own. It's their personal responsibility. Such a huge lesson, and one I'm still obviously learning. And so these are those moments where, for me, I just have to be patient with myself and just laugh at myself and be like, all right, well, at least you're getting it now. Or at least the awareness is starting to sink in now,
Before we continue on with today's episode, I'd like to take a moment to share an exciting new development in my world that can benefit those of you who are ready to get out there and travel. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, at some point you have most likely heard me talk about my personal hero's journey tale regarding the Inc. fastest growing private travel company I co-founded that imploded back in 2015. Well, out of the ashes of that challenging lesson, my brother and I started a new travel company called Hello Vacay. And an exciting new chapter has just unfolded in my travel company saga as Hello Vacay recently secured a huge partnership with the world's largest online travel agency, Priceline. Essentially, due to our past success working with them all those years ago, they have agreed to give us access to their deeply discounted private wholesale booking rates. Our new site, hellovacay.com, is sort of like the Costco for hotel and alternate accommodations because it allows anyone to get access to these wholesale rates, which are up to 50% off the normal booking rates you'll find on all the other major online travel sites. The only caveat is that Priceline won't let us display these rates publicly because they are so much lower than even what you would see at Priceline.com. So to offer them, they insisted that we have a paid membership for people to get access to these much lower rates. And since I appreciate all of your ongoing support as I've continued to share the updates on my entrepreneurial journey over the years, I originally announced that we would give you all 50% off the normal membership fee of $79 a year. However, after talking to my brother more about it, I convinced him to give all of you 100% free access for the first year when you go to hellovacay.com and use the code PHFreeYear at checkout for the yearly plan. And be sure to choose the yearly plan, not monthly, when you're signing up to get the full free year access. Once you're a member, you'll see that the discounts vary from city to city and season to season. But if you're traveling with any regularity, your savings will easily add up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. I personally saved over $200 in one weekend when I went to Seattle not too long ago. Also, I'm honestly not sure how long my brother will agree to allow me to run this free year offer. So if you plan to travel at all in the coming year, be sure to go to hellovacay.com, spelled HELLOVACAY.com, and use the code PHFreeYear to take advantage and get free access to wholesale travel booking rates. Journey well, everyone.
It was very interesting when in my meditation this morning, this life came in. And I was watching me carry this sack. And then to hear all the awareness come in of you're carrying too much burden. It's not your responsibility. I mean, yeah, that hit me pretty hard. And I really wanted to share that with you guys today because I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of us are carrying worldly burdens right now. There's a lot going on. And of course, it's going to affect us, right? Especially the sensitives and the empaths out there. So when we remember that the best thing that we can do for the world, for our families, for everyone around us is to check in with ourselves, to take care of our center, to make sure that that is the shiniest, brightest light possible. And we can make sure that we are always centered when we pay attention to ourselves and we're aware that every little thing that's happening in our life is for us and we did it. We caused it. Everything. It's really interesting. Every little thing, I feel like you have to know. I put it there. I put it there to learn from. On one level, in some dimension, I put it there because I need to learn for my soul's evolvement. And I'm not going to learn if I continue on this road that I go down when things don't work out. And that's why things don't work out and life goes awry and it gets difficult and more difficult because we're not having the awareness and not listening to ourselves, paying attention to our own center and making that the priority. Because no healing will happen in the physical, in the emotional, in the mental, unless we own it and take the responsibility to heal ourselves. And that can happen when we allow ourselves to just get out of the way already. Really, we get in the way so much more than we even realize that we do. You know, in my work, the quantum healing hypnosis technique, when it is done exactly the way we were taught how to do it, 90% of what happens in a session is up to the client. Only 10% is up to me. So that's a big percentage, 90%. And that 90%, so much of it is allowing yourself to just get out of the way and allowing the possibility of looking at things through a new lens, seeing things in a different perspective, because we can get so stuck in the way that we look at things and the way we perceive things and not really be so open to thinking about anything in a different light, because we get so stuck in our minds of how things should be that we don't allow the possibilities of what it could be. We don't allow it to just be anything. When we try to control everything to go in the way that we think it should go, we really put up a huge, huge block, because you never know. You could be totally surprised. And typically in my work, that is what I find, is that what we humanly think is not the answer. And what is the actual answer is not something that we would have thought of. And the reason that we are able to get to that answer is because those clients are able to just let it all go, completely let it all go, and have zero expectation. It doesn't have to be anything. And they're able to let go of the control of the way it should be. And that is the best way to get our answers. It's the best way to live our life, to just let it all go. We don't have control over anything but ourselves. Nothing. We can't fix it for anybody else, and nobody can do it for us. And I think that is super empowering to know that all of it is up to us. It is our responsibility. And that is within our own power, and we get to decide. It's up to us, and we can do it. I love you all so, so much. I'm going to leave you with a song for today. This is Rising Appalachia. Find your way. Until next time, I love you all.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.